Hello everybody, Raptor King of the West here, and today we are playing Fazbear Entertainment Storage. All my next monologue I'm gonna do in the game because, oh boy, do I have stuff to talk about today. This is my third time recording this video. Heavy drop there. Yeah. I'm gonna let Henry talk, and then we'll get to... I will start monologuing.
This message will be brief, as it contains no new information relevant to your nightly duties. Rather, I felt I should inform you that my suspicions about the animatronics being tampered with has been confirmed. However, the exact nature of this tampering is unknown to me. What I do know for sure is that they have been acting erratically. I've seen this type of behavior before. That was years ago. Even then, I was unable to locate the source. I apologize. I do have an idea of what might be the source of their behavior, but it's not an idea I'm comfortable with. I need you to be watchful for anything unusual tonight. Keep me posted, and good luck.
Anything unusual, you say, Henry? Yeah, I've seen it before too, Henry. I've seen it before. 3 times! I have tried to record this video 3 times. That is why I have a star unlocked and why I have night 6 unlocked. Because this is my 3rd time recording this. Okay? There's no easy way to just start back at night 3. You have to replay the whole game over again. Every single time. Okay? I have gotten very good at night 1 through 3. And I am very familiar with night 4 and night 5. Okay, night 5 still gives me a little bit of troubles. We'll see. I might be able to pull it off first time here. And then I know what's in night 6, because I've tried to start it a couple of times now. But has any of those videos worked out? No! No, they have not. I have had problems with every single one of them. So we're here again. This series, I don't even think it's going to do super well, because the first episode is in an entirely different language. I recorded it in Swedish. I have no intent of re-recording it in English or, like, adding English subtitles. That video is going to stay in Swedish. So, I'm here for completionist's sake, and I really want to play Night 6, because the gameplay here is really interesting, but I have been here 3 times, and that would be fine if this game's gameplay was not inherently repetitive like other FNAF games. But there's not much new that really happens when you're replaying the whole game. You go night by night, and yeah, you're getting new things, new character behaviors, stuff like that. This is the first might be the second introduction of Mangle. I think it's the first. I don't remember. Mangle is here. I think Mangle might be new to this night. If we assume that Mangle is new to this night, the idea is that, yeah, every night, more stuff is happening. So in your first playthrough, everything is absolutely fine. You're not noticing the repetitiveness, because they're adding new stuff as you go. And we'll see more of that on night 5. And night 6, but we're probably not going to do night 6 today. But the fact remains is that once you've played the whole game 3 times, that repetitive nature sort of becomes a lot more obvious. And that's not a problem with this game. That is inherently just part of what a FNAF game is. Every individual FNAF game can be very unique and interesting. This one certainly is. But if you have to play it 3 times in quick succession, you are really gonna notice that it gets a little bit repetitive. And I know I am talking with, like, so much more emotion than usual, and so much more intensely, but I have done this 3 times. I had talked about different things in both of those other recordings. I had gone on, like, great conversations about the lore of this, or how the FNAF games are designed, and yada yada, and I am a little bit here, but the main thing that I have is the fact that I have been here 3 times. Because I will get even more annoyed with this if I had to be repeating myself with the same video topics every single time. So instead, I talked about something different every single time. I am now far too good at this game than I have any right to be, and I can give you all some advice on what to do when you play it, which you should. It is a lot of fun, but don't play it 3 times in a row. Like Mangle here, she never leaves the vents once he gets in there, so you can keep your camera on this and just hop between these 3 whenever Mangle disappears. Because until Night 5, you have no reason to check a single other camera. At all. Not a single reason. Now, we're about to get into Night 5, where you will see that there is a reason to be checking other cameras. But, yeah, hold on. I'm going through this so quick. That was 6 minutes, 1 try. Let's see if we can do that again for Night 5. Because, again, I have played this 3 times! I hope that my minor aggression is at least entertaining. Because, like, I'm not that mad, but I am really annoyed.
Congratulations on making it this far. You have exceeded expectations and proven yourself to be capable. I've decided that there is no point in the continued existence of these animatronics. They are beyond salvaging. It pains me to see them used for such a malicious purpose. And I'm sorry I had not decided to do this sooner. These characters, that once meant so much to me, are now nothing more than a wound that I've allowed to fester. Tomorrow morning, after your shift ends, I will personally come to the building and disassemble them. You are to leave the building at 6. You will return for a final shift tomorrow, and ensure there is no further activity from their remains. After that shift, you are not to return. This will be my final message to you. Thank you. End message.
You're welcome. Okay, so Chica is in the vent. Another thing that I will note, because like, as I said, oh, see, I told you Chica was coming. Mangle will he'll hop between these cameras and that one once he gets there. Chica will sometimes stay there for a very long time. There is an audio cue, but you can get away with just checking like that. And then, just really quick flash of the light. You do not need to check it for long, because most of them you just put on the mask, and if it's Freddy, he's not going to attack if you immediately turn off the light. Now, Night 5 introduces another animatronic, which we'll see around 2 a.m., that forces you to look around the cameras. I like that as an idea. It's really cool. It's really fun. When you are we'll see it in a second here. But actually, it's 2 a.m. We should see it pretty soon. Bingo. I know this game too well. So you'll see the marionette somewhere, right, on the camera, and you have to stay on that camera for a couple of seconds for her to disappear. You only get the visual clue that you have to find her the first time. After that, you are just listening for the audio cue. And I think that's a fun feature. It prevents you from just staying on one camera like I did the previous nights, I feel like it would have been interesting to have that animatronic there for longer, but also you need, like, the introduction of new stuff is an important part of keeping a FNAF game feeling fresh. FNAF 1, right, night 1, you have Bonnie and Chica. Night 2, you had Foxy. Night 3, you had Freddy. They never really have, like, Golden Freddy as a true threat. So that game is adding new stuff throughout, like, the first 3 nights, or maybe they skipped the 3rd and add Freddy on the 4th. I'm not 100% sure. But that one, it was the first time that something like that had really been done, and you can get away with not introducing new stuff every single night by making sure that you have the difficulty there. And this game does have difficulty. It does have difficulty. 3rd playthrough, not as much. It would be really funny if I still lost my first attempt here. Go away. Okay. Freddy is there. I will also note that you get quite a long window. Oh, you should stay toggled. You get quite a long window to look for the marionette, and once you do, you can actually go off that camera for quite a while. Because the first time, I did not realize how long you had to be on the camera for, so I had kinda rushed it a little bit. Probably just by, like, a second or two. But she definitely didn't go away, and I was confused. What am I supposed to do once I find her? You just stay on the camera for long enough for her to go away. It is very simple. She's only going to be on these cameras. She will never be on one of these. And I think it's a coincidence, but I've noticed that Mangle tends to prefer one of these 2 cameras. Of course, I say that when she's going to that one. That's just what I've noticed. It's probably just chance. But you never know! Ah, I still lost. 3 playthroughs and I still lost Night 5. It's fine. It's fine. I have the time. I do. Because what we're at... Wow, 12 minutes. I was right there. I was a few seconds off of that. Okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah. By the way, this video gonna have very minimal editing, because this is my 3rd time, and I'm recording this way later than I should be to subject my editor to having to edit it all. So, I will edit it, because there is some editing that I want done, just because out of my own curiosity. I will edit it if I have time. That is a key there. I am a bit short on time lately.
Congratulations
just
on making
busy.
it this far. You have exceeded expectations.
Thank you. I should leave the call running, because there's a solid bit of time where there's just nothing happening, and having the call at least fills the time. But I've heard it so many times. I'm good, actually. I think I can live without hearing Henry's phone call all the time. By the way, he never once addresses Charlie being here as the marionette, which we know Henry does in Pizzeria Simulator. But I also, the original game, Fazbear Frights Entertainment, this is just like a remastered, redone version. Fazbear Frights Entertainment was released, I believe, before Pizzeria Sim. So, if it's following the canon lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, which it doesn't have to. It's a fan game. It's allowed to have fun. I firmly believe that. A lot of FNAF fan games do, even the ones that use the core characters, like the same characters. But if we assume that this is using canon FNAF lore, it's using lore from before Pizzeria Sim for sure, like sister location at the latest. Because I don't know how much got rewritten for the remaster. And even if it did get rewritten for F for the remaster, it has no obligation to follow the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. It can do that if it wants to. That took you a while. It can if it wants to, and it's really cool if it does. And it does use some of it, right? We have all the William stuff. Henry, having worked with William, we got a decent bit of that. But it might not necessarily be using the lore of Charlie being Henry's child or anything like that. Conveniently on the camera. Seal. Go away. Thank you. Okay. 2 a.m. like clockwork. That one could do with a little bit of randomization. Like somewhere between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. You don't want it being too late. I think 3 a.m. is like the latest that you could have her show up. And maybe there is a bit of randomization, but if there is, it's a bit too tight to notice around 2 a.m. Like, it might just be in the range of when 2 a.m. starts to when 3 a.m. starts. It's potentially a very short range. If you don't toggle the seal, Mangle, he will, get parts of herself lodged in the fan, slowly shutting them down. I do not know what the consequences are if he gets all 3. He seems to be the least threatening animatronic in that regard. Because he takes so long to even get to the section that he wants to mess with. And then she'll only knock out one of them. She has to do it 3 times, and then after that, I don't even know how she would be a threat. I just know that the fans go out of power after 3 a.m. Or after you run out of power. After you run out of power, all 3 fans go out. And Mangle doesn't go back to the same fan. It's not like he's trying to get through once. Like, just get one so that he can get through. He does actually want to deal with all 3, which, again, we get some significance there at when you run out of power of all of them running out. But, I don't know how long Mangle actually takes to do anything once all 3 of them are stuck. Or if you're just gonna die of heat exhaustion, and that is the only threat that Mangle provides. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know how threatening he is. It just happens. Like, I could pretty safely, at this point, 5 a.m., just completely ignore Mangle. Because I doubt that Mangle is gonna make it to all 3 by 6 a.m. I was gonna say, it's been a little while since we saw the marionette. Right on cue, though. I don't think that that's a chance thing. I think that that's I've been here too much, and I'm getting far too used to it. Okay. You take so long. You take so long. Goodbye. Okay, you're fine. 5 a.m. There we go. Second try. And you know what? Second try is all I have time for today. That's right. But you know what? Got Night 4 and Night 5 done very efficiently. And that does leave us with Night 6 for next episode, which I have not beaten once. So, there is still something interesting there that I am not, like, overly used to. I will say, we get 2 very cool animatronics there, and they got some fun gimmicks that I've only started figuring out. So again, it'll be a lot of fresher gameplay there than what we saw here, where I am so very used to this that I just steamroll it. I almost completed both nights in one try. That is the 5th night of a FNAF game. I have done FNAF games that are easy enough that I've done all of that in the first try. This is not one of them. This one does have difficulty to it. It's a lot of fun. Totally recommend you play it. It'll be in the description below. But I should not be pulling this off in the first try. Again, so many attempts. Done this too much. As I said, that is all the time I have for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you have an amazing day, and goodbye.